Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazuma.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
Now's not the time to explain. Let's get over there first. Oh, I mean, she did tell us to stay there, but she also won't remember anything anymore. Ame no Togo. I mean, how would this change Kazuha's history? Balladeer, this can have drastic consequences. I mean, you're not extremely careful about what you do and do not change. But how, if the Balladeer never existed, though, so much of what's happened will have changed, like, everything about Sumeru. Like, does she just straight up not remember the god creation plan? How does that work now? Did they use someone else for that? So many unanswered questions about the ramifications of the Balladeer's success.
We've made it to Amanoma's smithy.
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me, I'd like to ask a question if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
About the Raiden Gokaden. Could you tell me that story one more time?
No. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more.
Please do.
The once renowned Raiden Gokaden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju.
Right, that's so good so far.
The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun.
Yeah.
Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions.
Right.
Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive.
So that still happened. But why did the others fall into decline?
But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokaden 5.
Like, Kazuha changed his mind?
If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
So that also still happened. But so his decision though in the end changed. Did he decide to not go out wandering? Or am I misinterpreting what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, we were. Paimon remembers that now. We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokaden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind their decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this.
What did he say?
He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokaden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale.
Please do. I need to know.
The Raiden Gokaden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
Yeah, why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster.
Did one of the friends step into the furnace.
Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan.
Yeah.
Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
Oh man. Even in this future, they still didn't survive.
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him.
So all these events were filled by a different person.
Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it.
So, I mean, instead of the sabotage, or maybe he sabotaged the plans instead.
Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokaden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokaden.
Damn. Yeah, very. So a more direct cause of the downfall than the previous reality.
But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Yeah. Legend of the Raiden Gokaden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmiths. Looks like the Balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died. Yeah, I thought he was trying to save them, but...
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
And he is staying in Inazuma now. Phew. So he still exists. He's the same Kazuha I know. Yeah. That's another of the big fears is, like, people are the accumulation of their experiences. This is one of the reasons, like, you know, my answer to the philosophical question of if you could go back and change something in the past. I don't know if I would choose anything, because that completely changes who you are. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. You can't hide anything from Paimon.
Oh yeah, you got me, Paimon. Definitely not keeping any secrets from you.
On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler. Paimon will be right behind you.
All right. Where to next? The Yashiro Commission.
Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
We're here to see Ayato and Ayaka, I imagine.
Traveler! It's been a while.
Hello there, Hirotatsu.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
Oh, thank you.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. I'll take you up on that offer. I mean, if the Balladeer didn't exist, though, what about all his roles in the Fatui plans? Like, isn't he the one who actually got the Gnosis? Who collected it instead? Is Signora still dead? Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
Thank you there, Hirotatsu.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Hello there, Madame Furuta. Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you.
Aw.
What would you like to know?
How are the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf.
So nothing's changed there.
As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So pretty much business as usual on the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Traveler, did you notice any inconsistencies? Seemed all right to me, but you might remember more than I do.
Very much so.
Ayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner. Ayaka is still the lady of the house. No changes there. Okay, I was right. As far as I can see, nothing's changed in the Yashiro Commission either. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know that the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well. Yeah, I agree.
Well, got any more questions?
No, that's all for now. Many thanks there, Furuta.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that.
I mean, I would love to come visit Ayaka and her brother, but yeah, pretty busy.
Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time.
Aw.
She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend.
She's
And
sweet.
she's always saying how talented you are and
I mean-
how much she admires you.
She's extremely talented too, and I think I admire her as well, so.
I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know.
Aw.
You're a hero to us all.
Yeah, I am flattered. Thank you.
I mean it. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away.
Yeah.
The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home.
Oh, yeah.
But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma is a much better chef than most. Oh, the Commissioner is so fond of home comforts.
Yeah?
They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone.
Aw.
The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people they've met and experiences they've had, you always get a mention.
That touches my heart. That's very sweet of them.
It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time.
How did they die in this timeline?
As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up, it makes me so happy to see them meet a dependable friend whose company they enjoy so much.
I'm happy to be their friend.
So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters. There will always be at least one old lady who would be delighted to have the pleasure of your company.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll try to visit. Yeah, thank you. The people of the Kamisato clan are very dear friends to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about the food here being really great.
Yeah, Toma's food.
Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Oh, Paimon. You silly goose. We can all see through you, but no, it's okay. I mean, we can enjoy some good food and also catch up with them. Spend good time with friends.
Of course. You're always welcome.
Alright, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tatarasuna.
Great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
I mean, he definitely didn't stop the disaster, right?
All right, then. Take care now. Hope to see you soon.
See you, Furuta.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yeah, we have something urgent to go take care of.
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Hiratatsu. Alright, to the Tatarasuna. I mean, the disaster still happened. Oh? What do we have here? Oh!
Well, here we are. But
It's,
what are we looking for?
Xavier.
Something?
Or Javier.
Someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
It is. You're not really the Doctor in disguise, are you? Now I'm a little more skeptical of Fontanian engineers.
Xavier? What are you doing here?
Xavier, that's it.
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
Oh, great answer, Xavier. The general area, now I'm in this specific area.
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Oh, yeah. Do you know much about Tatarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How do you understand the history of this area?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
Well, go on. I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago.
I have time.
I'm told that its history as one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation goes back around 1,000 years.
Oh, wow.
Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
So it was really only after the, 400 years ago that, the doctor, of course, changed the way their smelting process worked, which resulted in, well, all the dangerous god energy being leaked everywhere, which then required his device to then solve that issue.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too.
Oh, I know. I mean, there's been a series of you guys, haven't there?
They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade.
Oh, you're talking about the
It seems like
doctor,
the
actually.
technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading to all the ensuing chaos. Yeah.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am. Hold your horses, Paimon.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
I mean, I did ask you just now about the history, remember?
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
Well, Paimon, you gotta make sure that... I don't know, I'm feeling a bit of a Mandela effect right now or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So can I ask one more question? Whatever floats your boat, whatever you need.
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabuki mono connected to Tatarasuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually.
I mean, you're a bit of a kabuki mono, aren't you? So are we.
But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatarasuna is concerned.
So there's no more kabuki mono. Did the Balladeer really manage to erase himself from history completely? No. If so, he must have wanted to change the world and revert everything back to the way it was. But so far, looks like the majority of changes have only affected himself. Yeah, actually, kinda. But this also makes me think, I don't know, did he actually change reality? Is that actually possible? Did he truly change the past, not just people's perception of the past? Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Yeah. He was in the general area, then he was in this specific area. Now he's over in that area. Time to go back and see Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you.
I'm sorry, Paimon, but this is not something I can share with you.
Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon
Aw.
will always be there for you.
I love that. Spino Crocodile. Thank you, Paimon.
Hey, don't mention it.
Yeah, you're a good friend. I know we like to tease each other, but it's all in good fun.
All right, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Echoes of history. Kabukimono's finale.
Hey, it's them.
Hey there, Akaba.
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Yeah. Did we have the same Do you guys know more now? Are you still talking about the essay?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
I mean, the Kabukimono no longer exists in the essay, right?
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Of course.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
Yeah, it should be informative to me about everything that's disappeared. Perfect. These two have researched Tatarasuna's past. Let's hear what they have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
That article that you let me read last time was great. Can I read it again?
Huh? Oh, of course.
Am I actually gonna read it all the way through again? I'm a bit hesitant to. Brief analysis of the possible events of historical importance in the Tatarasuna area. Just skim over it really quick. I believe Kabukimono was here before. No longer is. Now, I don't think the eccentric mechanic was mentioned before either. Okay, I didn't notice anything different with the 7, bits of dialogue here. But I might just not be remembering fully. Okay, I think the bits that are highlighted here are the parts that are actually different. A great many of these rumors revolved around the yokai, who are so very characteristic of Inazuma's folk histories. A very small portion, however, mentioned the word outsider. It should be known that the appearance of such a character, who is suspected to be based on a real person, is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of the researchers to delve further, and eventually the following pieces of information came to light. A foreign mechanic once visited Tatarasuna. Reportedly, the reason for his immigration was to exchange knowledge and forge ties with the locals. However, the mechanic seemed to behave suspiciously, often wandering around essential or restricted areas, and if someone tried to turn him away, they would only earn incomprehensible mumbles from his lips. The mechanic often stared into the furnace, seemingly to check on its condition. Unsettlingly, he also spent a substantial amount of time watching the local residents. Doctor being creepy. Judging from the era, it was not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges of technical knowledge in places such as Tatarasuna. After traveling across the tides, foreign experts being welcome in the region was likely not unreasonable either. Yet, calamity came not long after this exchange of knowledge, which hints at high potential for causation between these events. However, some current residents believe that these assumptions were merely the results of their forebears' overactive imaginations, attempting to theorize how things actually unfolded. I mean, you're not actually wrong now. Mechanic is kind of responsible. And now we have the mechanic entry instead of the Kabukimoni. The mechanic. Long have I delved through the many texts and documents, but I was ultimately unable to decipher even a specter of a clue as to his background. Still, mentions of the mechanic grew scarcer in the aftermath of the Tatarasuna incident. I speculate that, instead of the mechanic possibly being a figure woven from overripe imaginations, he actually did exist, perhaps even had a hand in the events that took place in Tatarasuna. You are correct.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
No, not really. Just a few entries that are changed. Miyazaki hid his grin upon hearing this. Niwa released the lizard from his hand into Katsuragi's palm. Just as more words were to be exchanged, someone came walking nearby. their footsteps steady and confident. The head that appeared by the door was that of one from abroad. The newcomer placed some lunch boxes to one side, nodded, and made to leave. Katsuragi called out to him after him. "Sir, what about your meal? Are you not hungry?" The man smiled upon hearing Katsuragi's words. "I already ate. I hope that you, my lords, may also find time to sate your hunger soon." "You are our guest, sir. To see you help in these trifling matters fills me with embarrassment," Niwa said with sincerity. The man smiled, as if it was no matter. Then, with a nod, he departed. Yeah, that's definitely the doctor. Like a falling spear, the black cloud reached the bottom of the boat and was joined in its bereftness of direction. And yeah, that was definitely the doctor's doing as well, probably. Bit of sabotage. Like a charging beast, they plunged into the shoreline. Scant steps away, the mechanic laughed, slowly approaching the grand wreck. Not but half an arm was left of the one who cried out for help, and with a plop, it landed at the mechanic's feet, who crouched to better study the object, straining against the urge to take a bite. I mean, this one's actually more fitting now. Yet he did not, for the dark clouds swirling down had already picked the remnants of the ship clean. Then a second ship was sent, followed by a third and a fourth. Each who left to seek salvation did so under foul skies and bleak fortunes. Reason dictated that they should not have risked anyone else, but the situation in Tatarasuna was severe. They needed to gain aid from Inazuma, even should it cost them more lives. Yeah. The content has changed. Another effect of tampering with the information in Irminsul. Balladeer said he'd erased 2 of his names. If he really succeeded, it must have taken all of his might, but still, he still does have Wanderer as his name.
Well, what do you think?
A masterpiece! Not quite.
Hey, Traveler, remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma, so how about we tell them what we learned?
Sure, why not?
What did you find out? Something big?
Not really.
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
Tell the 2 riders about the Raiden Gokaden and
Wow.
Tatarasuna's
So
history.
many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Armanoma clan, you say?
I did.
Then I guess it must be true.
But it could be false. You know, come on, you guys are effectively studying history here. You gotta always consider your sources and, not just take anything at face value.
Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
Sorry.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
Yeah, I mean, it's fiction. It's fine.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
Yeah, but we've got some things to take care of, so bye-bye for now.
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome, Akaba.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Well, sure,
Will
but
do.
I doubt we'll come across anything else about this. Nahida. What would happen if I dropped down there? Probably die.
Nahida, we're here!
How are you doing, Nahida? Anything you want to say? Anything you remember?
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then she decided she wanted to go to Inazuma.
I was investigating the situation with the Balladeer.
The Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name.
It was. God, that's actually so creepy. The goddess of wisdom forgetting something like that. Oh, man. Oh, no. It's just like with Greater Lord Rukadevada. It's expected, but no less creepy.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
I don't know. I mean, this one's less detrimental to tell you, but even Nahida doesn't remember. Just like last time, any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. I'm not sure this is something we need to tell anyone. Sorry, this knowledge is dangerous, and implanting in her the idea that history can change, I don't know, it's risky. Maybe. Balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that were erased. Once again, I am the record keeper. Yeah?
Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that have happened that only I can remember. Yeah. I have to tell you the truth. Wait, how much of the truth am I going to tell? Just about the Balladeer, right? Let's tell the story that was broke. The heavy heart, you piece back together the story that was broken and scattered across time. There once was one named the Balladeer, created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. He was. After a series of events in Tatarasuna, the Balladeer, thinking he had been thrice betrayed, left Inazuma to roam the world beyond. With no trust for humans and only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years as he grew in strength, then returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with a gnosis, and ended up losing everything. He finally entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing now that his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story.
Yeah?
So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
Yeah.
But how was he even able to do that?
I'm happy to see you guys actually believe me.
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
Yeah?
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So the world actually does literally change? Fascinating. That's fascinating.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because he literally changed the world?
What would happen if my brother was added to Irminsul. I mean, I don't know. The people of Conria call him their prince. Could, I don't know. Could someone have, could someone have, you know, presumably the heavenly principles, you know, modified Irminsul to include him for some reason? And, well, effectively, made him the prince of Conria. Damn it. This brings a lot of possibilities. The fact that the world can actually change. Or whatever is in Irminsul is reality. That's crazy.
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it.
Yeah. He was a man with a broken heart. And I don't know.
The Traveler comes from a world beyond Teyvat. That's why there's no information about her in Irminsul. And it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect her.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
It really is. And this would mean that if, you know, the world was changed to include my brother, that I would not, you know, my memories would not change to account for that. I would remember things as they had originally happened. Say that again. It's really the only explanation I can think of, is that somehow, but who and why?
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
Well, Paimon, he had nothing more to live for, I guess. At least in his mind.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm really not sure. We were enemies after all. I don't know his perspective on all this, so I can't say why he did something so extreme. I mean, I thought he wanted to make things right with, you know, the people who took him in, but they ended up dying anyways. Did he want to reset everything? Or save someone? Or did he want to completely undo his existence? That's the thing, they weren't saved. Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. Still remember the question he asked. He asked me specifically. My hesitation gave him the answer. Yeah. I hesitated because I witnessed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence. But I can't tell Nahida that. No. Though now I'm not so sure that telling her would actually cause the problems I thought it might. Because she was truly erased from existence, apparently. A god was erased from existence. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work. But I can't tell them that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
I just feel empty. He chose such a radical option, and yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking that even when you make changes to Ermin's soul, well, fate is a powerful force. Certain things can't change, no matter what, and the world will adapt to make sure they stay the same.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that.
Yeah.
And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try.
Yeah, I can respect that choice.
This story makes sense. Every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Ermin's soul.
Yeah.
That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Ermin's soul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left. Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends.
Yeah. Paimon, you, at least you don't have your hatred for him anymore.
It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Well, I think we'll have to wait to see that, Paimon, because I'm pretty confident he did not actually fully erase himself. Yeah, after all, he erased 2 of his names. The Balladeer and, Kabukimono. He still has Wanderer. Technically Scaramouche, then. But he probably erased that one, too. I thought that was another Fatui name for him. Yeah. He changed the world in many ways, and yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. Those fated to a tragic end could not be saved. What exactly did he want to fight back against? The betrayals in his life? Or did he wish he'd never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something.
Okay.
Found it. This should be the one.
What? What is it, Nahida?
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything she has told us.
Oh?
What is it?
Yeah, do tell.
A record from a personal collection.
Huh.
It was tucked away in a corner.
You have a personal collection. Wouldn't that not be modified, though? Ermin's soul rules all, right?
You should take a look.
Surprisingly, the information presented in a way that resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
Huh. This matches everything I said.
I authored this record myself. Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
Is this what you were doing? I wonder. You know, when you told us to stay in that room. The plan you came up with.
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Huh. Did it somehow survive Ermin's soul's rewrite?
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Apparently so. It's because it's allegorical and basically tricked Ermin's soul?
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabukimono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact.
Very clever, Nahida. You really are the goddess of wisdom. I love you.
Changing the information in Ermin's soul changes Teyvat. But Ermin's soul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Ermin's soul.
Wow.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
No kidding.
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew she'd remember everything.
Apparently so.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one she told us. The now erased life of the Balladeer.
The fact that it's possible to trick Irminsul like that is in and of itself amazing. This has been just one crazy thing after the next.
There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own.
Aw. Monster puppet draped in fox fur in the shape of a human. And it found a family of humans. Became friends with them. Presumably the Niwa and the gang.
Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans.
A kitten carved from the wood of a white tree.
The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us.
The kitten's not another allegory for the Balladeer too, is it?
Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice.
Wait, is the monster the doctor then? But the doctor doesn't lament anything. Well, I guess. Yeah. The wooden kitten is definitely the wanderer. I do think the monster is actually the doctor.
A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this."
Yeah.
The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin."
God. Oh, the doctor really is a bastard. He really, really is.
The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good.
The second betrayal.
Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon.
Aw.
How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world.
God creation plan.
And no one can know that they were different.
The moon is Nahida.
We solved it!
It's a good little fairy tale there. Well told, Nahida. Yeah?
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories.
Oh.
I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened.
Huh.
To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet.
Oh, man. That poor... God, just used and abused by the Harbingers. Specifically the doctor, but I'm sure they're all guilty of it.
This memory was extracted from him by the scholars.
Oh.
Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with.
I guess so.
Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use.
That does make sense. I mean, they would have been even greater fools not to.
I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered. It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
Yeah, it's... Ah, man. The idea that everything you know can just change at the snap of a finger. It's not that simple, but still. It's scary.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
Yes, but that's not right, though.
We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
True. Never had this feeling before. Feels like life is as insignificant as a feather. No kidding.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
You wouldn't.
But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better. This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face.
Right.
When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny.
Right. And he chose his.
To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
You say that, Paimon, but are we actually gonna pick it up again later?
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take her out for a walk to clear her head? You got it! Come on, Traveler! You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
If you do insist. Do you want to walk with me, Nahida? I'm sure you would love a walk
For
too.
one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
There's a few things I'd like to look into. You should go take a walk and try to unwind.
Of course, Nahida. Alright, let's hop and down. The Grand Bazaar. Who are we gonna meet here?
We're here! What should we eat first?
Supposed to clear our mind, Paimon. We're not here to eat. I have a nagging feeling like there's something I'm missing. Something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
I'm just gonna watch that person dance. Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm still processing.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Sure thing, Paimon. Come on, brain. Let's dig this out. It's gotta be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Forbidden knowledge. Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
I mean, Rukkhadevata, I guess, basically just truly became Nahida. Gasp. Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said that no one can erase themselves from existence. Not even her. Right. That's what she needed to be forgotten. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation in Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point. Right, so what did he do? He can't erase himself fully. Like, she tried to erase herself, but failed.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
So how did he do it? I mean, he obviously didn't erase himself fully, but like, he basically got, it feels like he got as far as Rukkhadevata got using Nahida, but no, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. This is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case, the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
There he is, in his wanderer getup, though.
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
What, me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss.
Very different guy now, huh?
I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
I think he basically just, in reality, all that actually happened is that he effectively, I guess, changed his destiny, or changed who he was, or who he ended up as.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy, he's the Balladeer.
He's who?
The Balladeer. Don't tell me you forgot again.
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted.
What is your goal then?
I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of Sunsetias if you need some.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually.
But no. How long's he been here?
You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
Even drifters would probably need some money, though.
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
All right, all right. Where did he go? This way? That's the wrong way. This way? Here we are. Guess he's leaving the city to get Sunsetias. I have a lot for you if you want them.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
No, Paimon, why would I ever do that? Shush.
Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
Probably. If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I'd never believe it. No kidding.
Huh?
Completely different guy.
You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us.
Paimon, it's okay. You don't even know him.
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right. We were following you.
Have we met before?
Something like that.
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yeah.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated. But I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
I'm sure.
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
Oh, I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
I know that, Paimon. I know him, because I told you, I know him.
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
No, yeah.
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
Kinda. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, hey, you should go to the Harbingers or something. It's something I want to take, somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart.
Oh.
In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
I see. That makes a bit more sense.
That's oddly nice of you.
Yeah, Paimon can't imagine doing something for Nomura.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
All right.
Then let's return to the city.
All right, back to the grocery stall. All right, Mr. Fruit Seller.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Just, well, it's complicated.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
Yeah.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it.
Yeah.
But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining.
I mean, he does have such a lovely hat.
Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry?
Good question. Just because?
But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
You're a good guy, Mr. Fruit Merchant.
But I don't...
Don't what? You still
No, you're right.
still view things as transactional, or?
Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Of course. Where am I taking you, though? Return to... Ah, yes. That makes sense. I do wonder if he still knew those people, if they still took him in. He just made it so it ended differently or something. But there is no mention of him in the story, so maybe not. I don't know.
Nahida! Nahida! What's wrong?
We have someone for you.
Huh? Are you?
He is.
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
Tell us, Lord Kusanale, what happened in the Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja.
Oh?
Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots.
So does that make Kazuha Shugenja?
But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
You do. Not sure if you want to remember it. I mean, you purposely gave up your past. Would it be disrespectful to try and thrust it back upon you?
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain.
No kidding. Sorry, Nahida.
I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Yeah, it's fitting.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Not quite, but close enough.
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
Kind of a sarcastic jerk.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, sorry.
You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
No, sorry. But, I mean, that's a different person. It's not you. We're just trying to think where to start.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil.
Yeah.
You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike.
You did.
You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart.
Are you missing a heart?
Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Yeah. Nahida tells the Wanderer about his past.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
It did. I mean, a few details, but the outcomes are basically the same, which makes sense. That's what happened with Rukkhadevata too.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
Which does imply that outcomes cannot be changed, no matter what you do in Irminsul. Just the details about those outcomes.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
No, they are not, Nahida.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Sorry.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
Paimon, you don't even know that. Just taking my word for it. But we were each other's enemies.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because you're not my enemy.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
And Paimon's back to being upset with him.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
I mean, Paimon, he does not have anything to answer for, though. He is not responsible. Like, he's a different person. Like, it's weird to think about, but he is. Balladeer ceased to exist.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to.
Oh, man.
To fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
You want to fill the void with sins that can't be undone? Damn.
Very well. As you wish.
No, yet still has no heart, though. And no name.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
I think this is his journey to take, Paimon.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Very well.
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Hit.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Here we go. Can we talk to either of you? Yes, we can.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it.
Excellent.
Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
You really are so changed. I guess your past self did kind of succeed in accomplishing at least one thing. Nahida?
It's time to get ready.
Yeah. Very well. I have a feeling this is about to be the end of this little interlude. So much has happened in this. Oh, yeah. Reminiscent drift. The memories of a certain puppet. He can be the Balladeer, harbinger of the Fatui, and he can also be the Kabuki Mono, who was once sighted in Tatarasuna. No specific recommendations. Fair enough. Oh, actually, hold on. Very curious.
I see everything.
Time to face the music.
Oh, shoot. It actually works now. Oh, cool. But not a Nahida, of course. That'd be a little weird. That is awesome. It was just in the Archon quest where it didn't work. I guess up through Act 5 it didn't do anything, but now from now on it does every time we're in Sumeru, probably. All right.
This looks like Inazuma.
Well, he's from Inazuma, Paimon. Though I suppose you don't actually remember much about him, do you?
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories.
Very cool, Nahida.
These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Okay. I mean, it is a dream, so it should be fine, but,
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
yeah. Though this is, we're just here as observers. This is the Wanderer's dream to experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
It's okay.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Oh, Paimon. Wait, what incident are you talking about? That we had to give up halfway on. And now we're just finishing the job.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation.
Oh.
You had a great many memories here.
I'll bet.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
Or at least where he became conscious, I imagine.
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
I hear footsteps.
Enemies?
This place is huge.
Katsuragi.
I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners?
Shoot. I don't know what he's doing here. I mean, were they the first ones to meet you?
No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Is that what? Oh, wait, no, we never actually saw Katsuragi, did we? We only saw Niwa.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured?
Now, Wanderer, how much of this has actually changed? Like, what did you do to your past exactly? How much do you remember?
Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
He doesn't know.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Bikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
Okay, so that really was the first betrayal then. At least, quote-unquote betrayal. His first perceived betrayal.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
Yeah.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic.
Yeah.
The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa.
Was he,
But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
That's why. I always thought that was weird. That he would kill that he would kill Katsuragi. But, okay. Very interesting. Anything coming back?
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He does.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Well, at least partially because of the meddling of the doctor. That's where we need to go, I think, down there. Hello, chest. You almost blended in quite nicely to those boxes.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
I mean,
it's fine with me.
It's a bit awkward of a name, but...
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
They were... well, became your friends. From what we saw before, they did actually learn that you were a puppet, too. Still treated you like one of their own. Is it gonna get me stuck back there? Knowing me so far. That was close. Why are you like that, Floor? So rude. No more shocky steps. Oh. Next portion of the dream. Making sure I don't miss any chest. What the? This place is booby-trapped.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Is this, Kazuha's home? I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, it's the child who was going to stay with him all his life.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Oh, man. The kid was very sick, it seems. Really wasn't the kid's fault that he, died. But I guess, the Balladeer didn't really have a way of understanding.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
Oh no.
But you can't. You promised me.
Oh, it's not how it works, though.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
Aw.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him.
Oh, man.
After his mother died, The child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
That is so sweet, but also so tragic.
What happened to the child then?
Well, Paimon, you hear that coughing. I don't know exactly what disease it is, but...
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something!
Aw.
You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too.
No, he didn't. But... Well... Balladeer clearly had effectively the mind of a child at that point in time. So it's not surprising he would see it that way. Are you okay, Wanderer?
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Of course. You know, I realize I've always been calling him Wanderer just because of the fact that that's, you know, what his character was released as. But no, he actually was, in fact, only Scaramouche and the Balladeer at that point when we met him. This is the Wanderer, who is, in fact, not the Balladeer or Scaramouche. That's fun. Hey, ooh, that was close. You almost got me. Any chests in here? No? All right. Let's see, where are we now?
You do realize you're blocking my path.
What?
I
I'm not.
come not to obstruct you.
Oh.
I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift
I
aimlessly.
mean, it doesn't sound like the Jester is,
Are you trying to win me over?
Dainsley.
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Probably isn't. Probably just another... I imagine him and Dainsley probably have history, though. Ah! Hit everything. Oh, hey there, Fatui.
Shine down! Gotcha! Game's up. Fun's over.
Guess we don't get to use the Wanderer here, huh?
I miscalculated.
Oh, Crystal Marrow. Jester. I could probably get a good sense for which one he is based off of his, I'm pretty sure they sort of lined up in order in the, Winter Night's Lazo. It would be pretty obvious if the doctor is right next to him. What do we have here? This kind of reminds me of the base we found the Wanderer in. Or the Balladeer,
This place
rather.
is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
That's it, yeah.
It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
Yeah. We ran into you here once.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
We did. He kind of, well, actually, we were saved by someone. Who saved us? Wasn't Was it Yamiko? Definitely wasn't the Shogun at the time.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
Yeah. I mean, well, actually, that's surprising for you, Paimon. Well, actually, no. You would remember us meeting someone else here, maybe. I remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Hey, look over there.
Well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and
Hey.
these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
It's La Signora. Good to see you again.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Are you calling yourself his subordinate? Because, I mean, that's technically true, I think. What was he? I really don't remember his rank. I want to say it was really high, like 4th, though. Oh, no. He was only 8th. Or, sorry, 6th. She was 8th. Okay. I mean, so just a little bit higher.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
Huh. Yeah. Well, you jealous, La Signor? I kind of wonder if all the other, even the Fatui Harbingers that were ranked below him, still looked down on him since he wasn't really, one of them, I don't think. He isn't Shnez 9. Isn't really loyal to the Tsaritsa the same way they are. Though honestly, these days, I'm kind of doubtful if the Doctor is loyal to the Tsaritsa. But, interesting, though, that apparently they've been fighting in the Abyss.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Yeah, her negotiating does end up getting her killed.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Both of which she basically did.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
Yeah.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely.
I mean...
Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed.
It was.
I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now.
They are, yeah.
Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else.
I mean, he's not above everyone else, but he is definitely above you.
Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Yeah, well... He'll be at the victory feast, at least.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is?
Yeah, La Signora always was a bit more on the arrogant side.
Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
Wait, did we just miss La Signora when we came here?
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you
hey there,
staring at
Fair
me
Maiden.
in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to
This is
express
a
yourself?
Fair Maiden, not La Signora.
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
What, you think you could take him?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Yeah. Alright, that's it. Okay, there were more of them.
Gutsy. Game's up. Time's over.
Confess! Fracture!
Any more? There we go. Old illusion factory. I mean, he was apparently strong enough to, stronger than us at that point in time, as number 6. But La Senora wasn't, as number 8. But we've probably grown stronger since. I still think that as we, unlock more elemental energy, it's, we're getting, maybe not exponentially stronger, but, major jumps in our canonical strength with each one.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, yeah. Start of the god creation plan.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Nafis. Wait, are you... Oh, the sage. Yeah. Tainari's master.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
The doctor. This man. Punch him. Punch him. Throw him off the cliff, please. God.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
I mean, yeah, true.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Interesting. So he would have been a god, but stuck where he was?
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information.
I imagine so.
Alas, after
twisted.
that, you were under orders to remain in the Abyss.
Oh.
We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
Huh. So he was. I wonder why he was ordered to remain in the Abyss. Just to hold them at bay? I mean, because the Abyss and the Fatui, the Tsaritsa, are different factions in all of this. I mean, it does feel like their goals are actually related, but it doesn't mean they like each other.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you apart from your crazy experiments?
You mean the other harbingers?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
I do love his voice.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
He's a scary man, Paimon.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
Oh, yeah. He's the doctor. He's behind all of this. Though I haven't seen his sonic screwdriver yet.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Yeah, me too, Paimon. He's so scary, I half expect him to look at us and address us directly. That's the kind of thing I expect from the Doctor, honestly.
Let's move on.
No, it's just a memory. Is that where we found his body? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's where we descended, or... descended. Or ascended. Shoot, I forget which.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
Oh, is this...
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes. I mean... Yeah, I mean, I personally view them as two separate people. But if he decides that they are the same, then yeah.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets?
I mean, mostly just mechanical stuff.
Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
Yeah. The Wanderer, or the Balladeer, they were always human. Just, you know, a broken human.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear.
You want to reclaim them?
No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
You want to undo your actions, then? You want to, reabsorb the memories of the Balladeer?
Can you return my memories to me?
Oh, man. I mean...
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
Not necessarily, Paimon. He'll change. Because he'll have whatever his current memories are, too. He'll merge into a new person. Some mixture of the two. It's possible that one set of memories will, one identity will fight for dominance over the other. But the result should be different than either one entirely.
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences.
We are in perfect agreement there, Wanderer.
As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you.
And at that point, you'll be like, damn it, why did I make that decision? No. But it is interesting that this version of you is reneging on the decision that your past incarnation made. I wonder if after you regain those memories, if you'll regret making that second decision.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next.
Yeah. You didn't have those friends in this life.
But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
I mean, you're not wrong. But there very well might be consequences. Is this the true meaning of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's words? A person can't erase themselves. And even though the original Balladeer has gone, this person will live on in his place. Yeah, I guess so. Just like, I don't know, Nahida lives on in Rukkhadevata's place. Are a person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too? I don't know the answer to that, Alice.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself.
Yeah, you kinda did.
So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
You're sure you want this? This isn't something you can really go back on.
Very well.
Not a second time.
Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Oh, Nahida. Acting like a proper god.
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Hopefully you don't regret it. Yeah.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here?
Oh.
You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Aw.
Everyone's
Knew it
here.
was great.
Wonderful.
Screw you, Doctor.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Are you...
Is he alright?
Again? What is this doing here? Is it responding to him? Jeez. I thought we destroyed this thing. Nice. Well done, Traveler.
Hey! Are you done yet?
No, he's dealing with some things, Paimon. Here he comes, though.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why
Come on.
this won't be the end.
Yes, Wanderer. Oh, and Scaramouche. Becomes one. Jeez. Here he is. Nice. And he's got his Animo vision. Wait, he didn't have a vision before, did he?
Die.
Are you gonna use him now?
This is trying my patience.
Yes.
Have you got any more stupid questions? Behold, upon the gales.
Oh yeah. How are you still a thing, though?
At my command, you shall fall. Squall and fury.
We're up above it, right? Good.
Cry louder. Behold.
Stay above the danger.
The wind rises.
Nice.
My endless cycle begins.
Come on. Jump, 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 jump.
Squall and fury. you, vermin.
There we go. Are we gonna do the second phase too? Okay.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
the god suit.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What the hell was that doing here? Or is this... are we still in a dream? I guess we are. Was that like a test for him from Nahida?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
You're, something in between the two now, are you not, Wanderer? Scaramouche?
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
Well, I don't think he's quite the same, Paimon. I think he would be at least a little changed.
Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Paimon, you don't even remember that.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
Yeah. Hey, you seem, I don't know, almost better in a way. The fact that you're able to acknowledge this, and I don't know. You do seem like you figured some things out. Now that you've recovered your memories, the past will catch up with you.
You sound like you're concerned about me.
A little. You got your vision now, though. Kind of fitting that he gets an animo vision, I think.
But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
Oh? And what truth did you come to realize?
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Sure. I still want to know what truth you came to. What was your realization? Me, myself, but not I. Oh, I like that. No chest, nothing? Alright.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
You still want that name?
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's
Yeah.
exhausted.
We did. What?
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's not really his name anymore. That was a Fatui name.
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
Probably should. You won't go by the Balladeer anymore. Are you gonna stick with Wanderer?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, hey, if you want revenge on the doctor, I mean, I don't know if that's the right move for you specifically, considering your past, but I welcome the help in the fight against the Fatui. I could definitely use it. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, apparently the top 3 have godlike powers, so I'm not sure how much help you'll be. But I think if all of our friends group together, maybe we'll stand a chance.
I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the 6th is.
Yeah, that's true. Just because you got your memories back doesn't mean the history of the world has rechanged.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat. I mean, he's quitting. Hopefully for good. I do wonder who the 6th was in this timeline. Or maybe there were only 10, Harbingers.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
Yeah, you did. It makes your life a lot easier, actually, if the Fatui don't know you. Well, if a lot of people don't know you.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
Are you gonna work to, right your past wrongs? Well, I mean, your past wrongs are long since impossible to right, but are you going to work to, redeem yourself through the future?
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish.
No, they are not. Really, only, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata and Lesser Lord Kusanali were able to achieve that. And even then, they didn't really change anyone's fates. It was effectively the same thing, the same effect. Yeah, so yeah, even a god like Rukkhadevata couldn't do it.
What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy.
Yeah.
Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
No, it will not.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
I don't know. I mean, I still think getting the Fatui to forget who he was probably a good thing in the long run.
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting.
Oh?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
You are such a skilled god, Nahida. Such a skilled goddess of wisdom, rather. I'm always impressed by you.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan.
I love you so much. You are so impressive. Just makes the sage's just more idiocy even more incomprehensible to me.
But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Yeah. But you are very different from the doctor, Nahida. You are a good god.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
It is. It really is.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
I mean, I really don't think you should define your worth and your utility to others, but, well, baby steps. Nahida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that.
Exactly.
Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Hey, I mean, you have a slightly healthier outlook right now than you did before. That's a success in my book. Still got a little bit of work to do, but, hopefully your self-worth can come in time. And you're also not wrong. I think Nahida is destined to have the best helpers. I like to count myself amongst them. Because she is best god.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered.
Of course.
Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul.
Yes.
What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
I do too. That still confuses me. My only guess is that, the Heavenly Principles did something to make him a part of this world. Or maybe the Abyss did. I don't know. I could see that too. It's a possibility. The reason I lean towards the Heavenly Principles is because, well, they were the last one that I saw. before I lost complete contact with my brother. I kind of wonder if even he knows what happened. But thank you. Let's hope you can find some answers.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes? Yes?
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Oh? How did you know? Or well, I guess I told you. Because I wanted to know what you'd changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how.
Exactly. Though running into you again was happenstance.
Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do all this for you, all of this for a reward. Please don't make it sound like I'm extorting you.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
Oh, if that's the way you see things, then I'm not going to fight it. But I do hope you come to a slightly more healthy view on relationships someday. Not everything is transactional.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero.
Thank you, Nahida.
I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books.
Yeah.
Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole.
Right.
To be human is to live with imperfections.
She's right.
You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
I mean, he has plenty of imperfections. Yeah, no human is perfect.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they?
Well...
Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
I mean... Like, do you literally need a heart? Because I think you can find a more figurative heart. You know, a more Tin Man style answer rather than, you know, carve someone's heart out their chest and stick it in you.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings.
Yeah.
The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
He looks actually kind of contemplative right now. Maybe just a little bit pained or sad.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
I hope you can give Nahida a chance. She's a really, really good goddess. She will treat you right. I promise.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
I'm sure he will, don't worry. See ya, Wanderer. Wait, did he choose a new name? Because he didn't want the Balladeer anymore.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Instead of hindering us from behind the scenes.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Yeah.
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you.
Would have it no other way. You know, Wanderer. That's how you know she considers you a friend. Well, okay, no, it can be either friendly, ugly nickname or a, you know, a nasty, ugly nickname. I've seen her do both.
Why?
Because it's just who she is, and it's fun.
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Paimon, you don't even remember everything you hated about him.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking.
Yeah. What name do you want?
The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Oh? Huh? You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames.
Yeah.
If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Paimon is an expert at nicknames. What am I gonna say, though?
Have you got anything?
Rules and disclaimers for name modification. You can obtain the item in appellative stroke from the Archon Quest interlude and version of Genesis, which will allow you to change Eons Adrift Wanderer Animo's name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There's a limit to the number of times you can rename this character, so do so with care. And yeah, standard stuff of don't be an asshole. Fair enough. Well, that's cool. I mean, the Wanderer is a good name. But... alright. I have given this some thought. I wanted it to be a Japanese name to fit your origins. And I wanted it to have to do with the moon because you're following Nahida now. That makes sense. So, and then I also wanted it to have to do with your sort of your rebirth or your growth as a new person, a new you. So I'm thinking, and hopefully I haven't messed this up, that Satsuki, spelt with the kanji for blooming and moon, would be a good name for you, Wanderer. What do you think? If you don't like it, I can always change it,
Are you
apparently.
Sure?
Yeah. Like I said, it said we might be able to change it later if we don't like it, but I think that name fits you as long as it actually means what I think it does. Yes, I think this will do.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
What would you say if I kept your name as Wanderer?
There. Now you have a name of your own.
Aww.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Yeah, Paimon, come on, get on it.
Still thinking. Stop
Paimon,
rushing me.
I gave you so much time. I was thinking about that for a long time. I know it seems like a flash to you, but it was a while. I mean, I was going through like mythological names in my head, trying to come up with the perfect thing, and
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
You better have one next time you meet Paimon. What do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
So you are going for revenge. I mean, like I said, I'm more than willing to have you on board for taking on the doctor. I mean, I think we're going to need all the help we can get there.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Yeah, he's got a lot coming to him, really. Like, even though I kind of, I do kind of like him. He's fun. And, well, I respect him more than I respect the sages. He's got a lot coming to him. His past actions are going to catch up with him, I think. If nothing else, both you and Kale now have, we need to kick his ass for.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing.
Yeah?
There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokaden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokaden and myself.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kazuha already does. Doesn't he? He learned about that in the, or was that something only we learned about in that event?
I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokaden's downfall.
I mean, do you want them to come after you, seeking revenge? I don't think Kazuha actually would. He's found peace in his life.
Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
Oh yeah, that's also true. I'm still just a little unclear if only our memory of what happened changes, or if the actual reality of the events changes. And honestly, if it matters. I mean, if that's more of a philosophical distinction without a difference.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
They might come after him seeking revenge. But like I said, Paimon, I'm not so sure Kazuha would. Maybe the others would.
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
Damn. You know, I do respect that level of commitment to righting your past wrongs. So be it.
No nonsense. I like it. Alright, let's call it a day.
This has been quite the trip there. Oh, Satsuki, Mr. Wanderer.
Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
So long.
He's gone.
Yeah, off to wander some more. Maybe to help out Nahida.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant.
Oof.
He'll need some time to calm down.
No kidding. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
I think he is on the path towards healing, Paimon. Just maybe. I'm hoping. Or at least coming to better understand himself. Which really is the first, step on that path anyways. There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over now.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Oh yeah, that's right. We interrupted, we wanted to go down there to eat, and then we ran into the Wanderer.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Yeah. Ah, these two.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
They're still at it.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
I mean...
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
I mean... Yeah, I could see that. Not a bad idea, Sawada.
The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking.
Okay, sounds good.
All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime.
Damn. That's quite poetic. You're not a bad author, Sawada.
Life is a story too long to be told. A journey that you must walk to behold.
I really like that. And also, well-timed. I was expecting you to walk by. They're telling your story there. Or, well, this world's version of it, at least. Oh? Not quite done yet. Where are we headed? Is that just our house? Our little house? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, Paimon, let's take a rest. Get you some food.
It's about time we had a break.
Yeah,
As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
it really does. But time for you to rest up, Paimon. I'll buy some delicious treats as a reward. Do make sure to keep working on that nasty nickname, though. He'll be expecting it next time we see him. And, well, I'm gonna have to check your progress if you know, slack off. This is important work.
Wow, great! Huh? Look at the vase.
What? What about it? Oh, is that the one you knocked over?
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? Like, Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
No, that was something you did. The night we stayed here, Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the Balladeer and broke the vase. Yeah. So that did still happen then. But the Balladeer erased his existence. He changed the world. So why is the vase still broken? They just couldn't help themselves but leave off on a note like this, could they?
You sound lost and confused.
Wait, what the fuck? Who's that?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Paimon, do you hear this? You're looking around too.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
You do hear it. Who in...
Unfortunately, the fate of Teyvat cannot easily be changed.
No kidding.
Perhaps a god may have a slim chance. But for anyone else... who can say?
Hi. And who are you?
When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced.
Yeah.
The same is true of fate.
That's kind of where I had ended up thinking. I mean, so the answer to my previous question is that yes, the reality does not actually change. Only people's, the memory of the world.
Like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase.
Oh, okay.
Is it not?
Never mind. It's actually more like the other one. Another one that I had posited earlier. That you might change a few small details, but like the outcomes must all be the same. So in this case, the vase, although it wasn't Paimon breaking it in response to the Balladeer, now it was, say, a small animal or something.
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
A very good question, Paimon.
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes.
Yeah?
Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
Who the hell are you? You're not Nahida. The Tsaritsa? The Heavenly Principles? Trust only... Believe only your eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion, i.e., trust my experiences of events regardless of how things change, supposedly.
The voices
I
disappeared.
don't know.
And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
I have no idea, Paimon. Leave my eyes. Does she mean I should trust my memories? That's what I'm thinking. It's my only interpretation of what she was saying.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up?
Yeah, or you could do it yourself, you know.
It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
I mean, it's not in that many pieces. It'd be trivial to just bend over and pick them up. Who the hell was that? I wonder what else awaits me in the future. The fact that that was something we actually did here. Both me and Paimon. That's kind of creepy. Who in the world? Perhaps a god could change it. I mean, well, a god may have, but once again, the difference is seemingly of little importance. But damn. I bet the Heavenly Principles could do it. Have to have. They changed something to do with my brother. They had to have. Well, regardless, next up is finally Summertide Scales and Tails. We have just 4 days, just a smidge over 4 days to do it. Hopefully that should be enough. As long as, I don't know if it's a new world or new area or what, but as long as I focus pretty hard on just the story and then getting my Prima Gems and Crown and Kirara, hopefully that'll be enough.